Hello, everyone.
Hi, good evening. We can see some comments in the chat.
Hi, everyone. So, today we are here to talk about the Google Solution Challenge. I hope you all are excited.
I can see a lot of first years, so we'll explain you what Google Solution is, and just Google Solution Challenge is, and we'll talk about how to ace this hackathon. So I
And
can
today
see
I'm here
Parul
with,
here. He's our lead of GDSC IGD2W.
and we have Tamanna. She is the technical lead at GDSC IGD2W. And I am Anmol Jha. I'm the management lead. So, without wasting any more time, let's start with the presentation now, Parul.
Yes, I think we can start.
Yes.
So, up until now, you guys have somewhere or the other heard us use the words Google Solution Challenge. Maybe you're a part of our Rapid Learn cohort or you've participated in Autumn of Code. So, the Google Solution Challenge is an event that GDSCs conduct every year, and it is a huge event where people participate globally and they come together, they build projects, they ideate and design projects, and we're going to tell you all about it. So we can start by the overview. The Google Solution Challenge is aimed to solve the 17 United Nations Sustainable Development Goals, and we aim to solve it using Google technology. So there are 17 goals that have been issued by the United Nations to promote sustainability. You guys must have heard about it, or you might have worked on something similar. We want to create a product using Google technology, be it an app, be it a website, be it something physical using IoT. We have to create a product using Google technologies that solves one of these 17 United Nations sustainable goals. You can go for more than one SDG also. So
Parul,
the aim is
sorry for interrupting, but we cannot see your screen. Your slides are not moving. So, can you come back to the PPT page?
I
I think you're presenting it on a different tab.
right. I think it's the
Yes, it's
same
fine
tab.
now.
You can increase the size. No, don't present because it goes to some other tab. We can do
Right.
it like this only. Yeah.
So is this okay?
Yeah, this is okay. You can increase the size if you want. Otherwise, it's fine.
Right. So is this okay?
Yeah.
Right. Was everybody with me up until now?
Yes, we can have a yes in the chat box if you are. Great. You can continue now, Parul.
So now we'll just quickly go over the timeline for the Google Solution Challenge. It has been announced, and right now we're in the registration period. So we'll be giving you a link, and you can register alone or in teams. Along with this, we'll say that the period opens on 17th March and it closes on 31st March. So this is an about 15-day window you have to make your submission. So right now is the time where you start forming teams and coming up with ideas, and we'll be guiding you about it all throughout. So this is the time where we start grouping for the solution challenge and we register for it. Then on May 3rd, the top 100 global team winners will be announced. And throughout the year, slowly there's going to be a demo day, and the winners are going to be announced in June. A demo day is where you're going to be presenting your solution to the world. It's a big, big platform. We'll get to it later in the PPT. Now, moving on to the prizes. Since it is a huge event, the prizes are also very big. The top 100 teams receive customized mentorship from Googlers, so people who've been working at Google, and experts to take their solutions to the next level, that is, launch it in the market or deploy it so that people can use it. So they'll be receiving customized mentorship from people at Google, and similarly, how there are so many Google apps that are in production. We have Google Maps and things like that. So that is the level they will help you take your app to. And they'll get a branded t-shirt and a certificate. For the 10 finalists, which will be the top 10 people, they will receive additional mentorship, a swag box, and the opportunity to showcase solutions to Googlers and developers all around the world at the demo day. Now, the demo day is an event in which you take your solution and you present it to the world. So, the top 10 finalists will be presenting their solution to the world. Also, the contest finalists, in addition to the swag box, each will receive a cash prize of $4,000. So that is a very big deal. And the top three winners, in addition to the swag box, each individual from the team, so it is not for the entire team, each individual is going to receive a prize of $12,000. So it is a big event with huge prizes, with mentorship opportunities, and it's a great opportunity to like really take your product and like make it global, to do something with it, to not let it stay as a project. So it's a great opportunity for you to take it to the next step. Now moving on to the judging criteria.
Right. Rightly said by Parul. I would agree to that. And they're amazing, amazing swags by Google. And obviously, who doesn't want a mentorship from Googlers, right? So now it come to the judging criteria. So this is very particular in regards to hackathons. Whenever it comes to hackathons, whether it be um, Imagine Cup by Microsoft or Google Solution Challenge by Google or any other hackathon organized by a big company. So they do have a judging criteria which you need to fulfill while you submit the PPT, right? So in that, the major 2 points that work in is the impact and the technology that you use. So obviously the impact that you create, that your solution create in the real world, would definitely impact your points, whatever points you get. So the impact comes under five more criterias, that is whether your presentation, whether your project establish a clear challenge, whether it actually solves a problem or not, and it is not just a waste that is already made, or it doesn't solve a big problem. So it can be a big or small problem. Nevertheless, I have heard from a lot of students that the idea is very small, or they are just struggling to work on that idea. But I would really suggest, if it's still small, work on that, because you never know which idea works in real world. The second thing is that should clearly explain the 17 sustainable goals that we have. So the sustainable goals can be no poverty, no hunger, sanitization, and many more things. You can search it on Google easily, the sustainable goals, the United Nations sustainable goals. And then in that you get the points, how well inclines with the solution. The third is the feedback from users. This is really, really, really very important. So whenever you plan on an idea or make a project, do take feedback from users. And the users can be the particular age that you are targeting on, that is your target group. So do take feedback from them. I must say that if your project is not ready, and you just have your idea ready, let's say your presentation, that doesn't mean that अब तुम नहीं ले सकते user से feedback. Do take your feedback from user, do explain them the ideas that you have regarding your product to your users, and ask feedback on them, whether the UI is good to them, whether your whatever you're thinking is good for the users or not. Because it sometimes happen, whatever we are thinking as a product developer, right, and not according to the user, so it may differ from the user. So that is really important. Now, the fourth point is how your solution addresses the challenge, the real challenge. How does it solve the real challenge? So you need to explain that also in your PPT. So the presentation carries an equal importance with the technology. So you are able to, please keep in mind that you are able to present your impact of the solution properly, so that the judge are the judges are able to uh, see in it what you are planning to do, right? So the second judging criteria comes over the technology. Obviously this is the most important part, because whatever technology you're using, whatever tech stack you're using, obviously they would see that, right? I cannot see the PPT being presented, and there's a glitch. Okay. Yes. So the technology also matters a lot. So obviously they require an architecture diagram in which, you show the flow of how it is working between the front end and the back end, and if there's an ML model, so how you're integrating with that, right? So it requires all the architecture tools that you are using in, and obviously high level components and the low level components, where in which tech stack you are coding in which on which platform you are developing the product. So all these things is required in the PPT, and also how you are implementing your solution with those technical components. Let's say I'm making an app, and I can't simply say that I'm making an app using which language, using which development tool. So let's say I'm using Flutter, and in that you have to mention that which ML model you are integrating, and for integrating an ML model you require a lot of packages, right? So you need to mention all of those packages, their benefits, their pros and cons and everything, so that they're able to judge in properly whether you did the right solution or not according to the technology. So that's really required. And obviously the code testing and iteration. So let's say you have submitted your project and your code doesn't work. What will happen now? So this is really an important step after making your project, or while making your project. Do um, focus on the continuous code testing. This is really 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 important. And obviously your video demonstration of your project, how it's working, and what are the um, you know the testaments of your project, and how it works really in the real world, and how user can interact with your project. So these are the criterias that a judge can judge upon in a hackathon. And it is very general, it is not particular to this solution challenge, and this is very similar to all the other hackathons. You can move to the
Right.
next.
Now we'll move on to submitting a solution. But before that, we have our special guest with us, which is Akansha. She has been associated with GDSC for a really long time. She was a mentor and then a circle manager. And she's going to tell you a bit about the tips and tricks that you can do to make a good submission to the challenge.
Yeah, hi everyone, and thank you, Tamanna and Parul, for inviting me. So, I think you already covered a bit about Google Solution Challenge. So, what I would like to cover is how you can get started. And the thing is, the first thing should be getting a team. And I do have some slides. Is it possible to present? Let me see if I can share my screen. Yeah, is it visible? Yeah, so something that I would like to cover is how you can go about making your project and how you can actually get started. So, after you have registered, your roadmap should be the first step, should be forming a team, and then you can think about an idea and then build it and then just prepare a presentation. So, for team formation, good squad is definitely is what you need. And to find a good team, you can look for like you must be part of some communication channel, GDSC solution challenge, or maybe GDSC Discord. So there you can find teammates, or you can also team up with your college friends. So the composition for your team can be like you can have a designer, somebody who has some experience in making Figma or Adobe XD prototypes. The designer can also help in making a professional presentation and video as well. So a designer is somebody who would actually be very helpful in your team. Then you should have some developers. So you can have some full stack developers, or you can have like a back end dev and a front end dev. And yeah, and you can also have a project manager or somebody who has some business knowledge or can do the business side of the work. Like in Google Solution Challenge, you need to justify like the product that you're building, how it is going to be helpful for the people and how it can actually make an impact. So those are the things that if you leave it on somebody who can actually handle that and actually just have have some stats and things like that, then it would be very helpful. So this can be your team composition. You can have like 3 to 4 members who can collaborate and do all these things together. Then once you have the team, the next thing that comes is coming up with ideas. And coming up with ideas can be challenging, because if you sometimes you feel like there's an idea that you already had, and then if you google that idea, you might come across similar apps or projects that have already been made on that idea. So you might feel demotivated, because it has been already built and you thought that it was pretty unique and you could have won with that idea. But then it's like, the thing with ideas is, uh, it's very difficult to actually come up with very unique ideas. Everybody takes up some inspiration from someone's idea and then comes up with something of their own. So that's how you can go about like coming up with an idea. And finding an idea, you can find like ideas. You can as you know, in Google Solution Challenge you have 17 sustainable development goals. So either you can pick one category from that, or you can maybe select 2 3 categories that can be clubbed together, and then you can think of an idea which can solve those problems. So after deciding the category, you can research and look for the problem statements, and then you can brainstorm with your team and then finalize the problem statement that you actually want to work on. So after finding the ideas, some tips for finding ideas would be, you can look at 2022 and 2021 project pitches of Google Solution Challenge. So they have like top 10 finalist pitches. So there you will be able to see like what actually Google is looking for, what type of problems students in the past have tried like solving. So that would give you a very good idea about what type of problems you can work on and how you can solve different kinds of challenges and things like that. So that's something I would recommend doing. And other place where you can look for problems or like ideas would be past hackathon projects. So you can check out this website called DevPost and DevFolio. There are many hackathon websites where they list down all the projects in the project gallery. So you can check out those websites and actually just go through like the winner projects and what type of problems students are trying to solve in different hackathons. And there you will just get an idea like what problems you can solve. And it's not that you have to copy someone's idea. It's just that you will be taking some inspiration from someone else's idea, and then you can brainstorm with your team on how you can improve that idea and actually make something of your own. So that can be one approach of looking for ideas and inspirations. So after you have decided a problem statement that you want to work on, the next thing should be actually dividing the work. So you can have some initial setup. I think because all the classes are offline now, and you can actually meet your friends, work with them in person. So that's a great thing. So you can just set up your GitHub repo and have a communication channel like a WhatsApp group or something where you can communicate what you're working on. Just so like everybody knows what this other person is working on and how you can help or assist them, or if there's something that you can just take up and do on your own. So and you can also ask for help on that platform. So that you can do. Basic setup should be having a communication channel like a WhatsApp, maybe a Discord group, having some weekly meetings or monthly meetings. Having weekly meetings because you're obviously meeting in person, so you can meet whenever you want, discuss with your friends what you're building, how's the progress. You can have your GitHub repo and try to push your code like frequently. It shouldn't be like you coded a lot and then you're pushing everything at the end moment. I think the submission starts around 17 March. So it shouldn't be like that you start pushing your code after 17th, or like everybody has built their own parts like the front end work is somewhere else, back end stuff someone else was doing, but you haven't really pushed your code. So that's not something I would recommend. It would be nice if you actually keep on pushing your code frequently on your GitHub repo. So that's something you should do. And yeah, after you have started working on the project, you are pushing your code and you are actually building something. So yeah, hard code is something, this is from a hackathon presentation. So hard coding is something that's recommended during hackathons because you have very less time. But for the Google Solution Challenge, you're getting a lot of time. You will be getting almost 1.5 month to make a product. So it, I won't recommend this. I should have removed this slide. Yeah. So let's skip that and let's move on to, after you are done building your project, the next thing you need to do is actually present your idea. So pitching your idea is very very important. And for that you should start adding, or you should actually make a doc or something like where you can just compile the whole process, how you started, how you came up with the idea. You can have a proper document where you just write everything, like how you came up with the idea, what things you considered, what stats or what research papers you referred during that process. So it will actually help you in the end when you're compiling your presentation, having everything already there, like all the resources, all the articles that you referred, and everything. So yeah, after doing that, when you're making your presentation, just check the pitches of top 10 finalists of 2022 Google Solution Challenge and 2021 as well. And I think they also publish, Google also publishes top 50 projects or something on their website, just different ideas that students have worked on. And even if that's not there, you can get top 10 finalists pitches on YouTube, so you can refer that. And then you can also look for the project pitches on DevPost and DevFolio, so that will be helpful. And yeah, I think I have it on, I did look up. So here you can see you have all the demos. So you can check out all the demos here for 2022 Solution Challenge. And then you also have like 2021. So here you can see all the projects that people made and actually made it to the final top 10. So this is just to take an inspiration and just to know what other people were solving, what type of problem statements they worked on, and yeah, just to take some inspiration about ideas. And yeah, another thing I would like to show is dev post, which is like which has like a lot of hackathons and projects. So here if you look for sustainable development or something like that, and then you have these filters here where you can select the winner only projects with demo videos or with a gallery. So when you do that, you will be able to see a lot of projects here that actually won in some or the other hackathon. And this can be a good like resource to actually get some ideas. Like these were here you can also see the project pitches, like how people pitch their ideas. A lot of teams like use different methods of pitching. Either they make a presentation and just go through the presentation, or they try to make some really interactive videos, as you can see in the solution pitches as well. So this is a good place to look for ideas. And yeah, I think that was all from my side. I mean, to build a project, that's what basically you need to do. You need to have a very good team, some team members who are actually motivated to complete the project. I know it's going to be around more than a month, and people do lose motivation. Like if it's a hackathon, it's a 2-day thing, and you have to complete the project and submit it at the end of the like the second day or something. But in these long hackathons or like these long challenges, people do lose motivation, or they don't feel that it's really hard to be on track. So just try to find a team and teammates who are actually motivated to make something, and it will be very beneficial for you. You submit a project to Google Solution Challenge, you compete in the Google Solution Challenge, and you also have a project in your hand that you can add to your resume. Also, one thing, I'm not sure if Tamana or Carol covered it, but you're allowed to submit your projects that were made after May 2022 or something. So if there was a hackathon project that you worked on and in like last year or something, and it was pretty good, it won a hackathon or anything, so you can keep on building that project as well, and you can submit that too. So yeah. um
Thank you
yeah, so
so much, Dee. It was,
from my side.
yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
it was really very, very, very informative, and we learned a lot from this and your experience. I know you are a great Flutter developer, and we really, get inspiration from you. Thank you so much for coming and spending time for GDSA IGG2W.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Thank you, everyone. And if you have any questions,
Thank
then you
you.
can definitely reach out to me if you want on LinkedIn. And yeah, yeah. Thanks,
Thank you
everyone.
so much.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
They. Now we can just, with all that amazing insight that Dee has just given to you, I'm sure you have more of an idea as to how to approach the solution challenge, how to go about building teams. Just one quick thing that we'd like to cover is creating a problem statement. Now, a problem statement is different than the issue you're tackling. A problem statement is an official question or the problem. It's more of an official term as to like the issue you're tackling. So, for a good problem statement, you need to ensure that it presents an opportunity of significance or urgency, as in it has impact. It should be significant. You shouldn't be tackling a problem that not a lot of people are affected by, or it wouldn't make much of a difference. So take up an issue that impacts a large amount of people, and at GDSC we aim to solve local problems. So something that we as a community face, something like that, that is what you should include in your problem statement. And you need to relate it in the simplest terms possible. Don't need to overcomplicate it. You're selling the product to people like you, so there's no need to complicate it. Includes enough data so the audience can understand. So same, it comes as under impact, where you include data so that the audience or the people you're presenting it to understand the impact of the problem you're solving. And it should not be more than one paragraph. It should have a few lines at most. It should be crisp, clear, and like identifying an issue and finding a solution to it is great, but in terms of presentation you need to have a few crisp 1 2 lines that define what is the problem you're solving and what is it coming onto. So that is important in terms of problem statement. So a few guidelines on how to structure it is: who is experiencing this problem? The community. Maybe you're working on something that is specific to the Hindi language, so the people of India, like what is the population of India, something like that. So you need to identify the user segment that that is facing these problems. As Akansha said, that you can even look at last year's people who won. So one of the projects there was a flood alert system. So they had their whole coastal region area community that was affected by this problem. So you need to understand what user segment your product is targeting. Second is describing the problem. Describe the issue being experienced. So you need to describe what is the issue and then how you're solving it, when and where this problem is occurring, giving more context to your problem, and why is it important to address, what is the impact it will have to address this problem, what is the problems it is causing, and if you address it, what are the good things that are going to come out of it. So all this should be mentioned in a very crisp, concise, clear way in your problem statement, which is no greater than one paragraph. So this is a few things to keep in mind. Now, moving on to the FAQs as to who can and cannot participate in this challenge. What is the structure going to be like? Can my solution solve a problem outside of the scope of the 17 goals? No, it cannot. But the 17 SDGs in themselves are so wide that any problem that you come up with, you'll be able to fit it in one or two or more of these SDGs. So that shouldn't be a problem. Can one can one student or team submit multiple submissions? No, you can only be part of one team. You cannot do multiple submissions or be part of multiple teams. Can I still participate in solution challenge if there is no GDSC at my university? Um, yes, you can still participate in the solution challenge if you aren't a part of GDSC, but at least one student of your team should be at an existing GDSC in a university, and you can join the community through the event platform. We'll be linking it in the bio. So at least one student of from your team should be a part of GDSC, and if not, you can join our community platform. We can see if we'll approve you or not, but that is something that can be done.
And also,
Give
you all should be your team member should be of one college. I saw a question in the comment section that can we participate outside of the colleges. So you should be all the team members should be of one college, and it should have a GDSC community in your college.
Also, we at GDSC are very accommodating on anything that that you might face a problem due to COVID. So due to COVID-19, if you're unable to meet as a team or have a large amount of users test your product in case it is something physical and requires to do the testing in person, since most software testing happens online or there is an accessibility problem, so we do keep that under consideration. So that is just something you can keep in mind. Now, overview videos. Now we're going to be sharing this PPT with you. We're going to be giving you a link for it at the end of this video as well. So a few videos that you can go through to get a better idea is an intro video on the solution challenge, brainstorming, and a sample project. So these videos are going to really help you out, and you can go through them later when we actually give you the PPT. Now, as you might have seen from Akansha, these very extensive explanation, these are the steps you're going to be following to develop your project. So the first is going to be identifying a problem, then identifying a solution and figuring out the technology that goes behind it, designing an interface, and then designing the technology. So these are the steps that you're going to be following, and again there are dedicated videos on each and every one of them for you to get to know better. And you can go through these videos and we give you the PPT link because we want this to be an interactive session. We just don't want to play videos for you. So this is something that you all can go through and get to know in detail. Right. So these are the winners from the 2022 Solution Challenge, and you'll see that always there's somebody from India who's made it. So we'd all want you all to go through it. Like we have Get Wage, which is a submission from India, which addresses quality education and decent work. So Get Wage is a project that made it. So you can go through these videos, go through the projects that they have made, and get an idea as to how to ideate your projects.
Yeah, and not only for this hackathon, you really learn a lot, listening to different project ideas and how they, develop that project or product. So you really get a lot of ideas. So when I participated in this hackathon, I saw a lot of videos and reviews on how you can make your idea into a product. So definitely, that is worth watching. And also, I'd like to add that a lot of juniors used to ask me that jo bhi idea we think, you know that is all that already exists on Google, or the app or website is already made, as Akanksha Di talked about. So I would suggest that obviously the idea would exist and the product would exist on even small things nowadays, since this is a technology uh, moving era. So what you can do is add a new thing to your project that does not exist already. The idea may be similar, but you can add a unique thing to it. Maybe let's say you are building a shopping app, so you can add something new to it. You can add I may say that what's the difference between Myntra and Amazon? Both are the shopping platforms, but Myntra nowadays features new unique things, like maybe dressing up your dress onto your body style, or maybe something like that. But Amazon doesn't, in regards to the dresses, right? So Myntra has developed something new. Both the apps do the same work, but there's something new in that, so that the user get attracted to them, right? So you can think of something like this and then feature your idea into the product.
Right, and we'll just quickly go over some of the 2021 Solution Challenge winners so that you can get an idea of what these projects look like. So the first project was from Singapore. It was dementia care. It was people from who are suffering from dementia. So it had a special dedicated app to care for those patients. Another thing that was very popular was eOwl from Egypt. It was an application to aid online learning, which was very popular during COVID. So during eOwl, as to like when you're in an online class, it could read your expressions, if you're frowning, if you're smiling, and it would use ML to give how much attention you're paying and those stats to the teachers, and it would then make a graph of your attentiveness, of your participation throughout class. So that was something that was done to aid e-education. Another very good project was Swasthya, which was by India, which helped you to keep track of your health and everything relating to that. Another thing which was very great was Eye of God, again from India, which it had an IoT element as well, and it helped you to navigate things. And it was basically for blind people, and it acted like a virtual cane, so you could see things around and you could, understand what was going on. So there were some great, great, great projects, and don't be intimidated by it. Whatever step of development you're on, you can for sure develop something like this, and it all starts from an idea. Like the people who came first, dementia care is also like a very, very normal idea. It isn't something out of the ordinary. It isn't something not that you guys couldn't have thought of. So these ideas are very easy to come by if you just think about it, and you have full support of our GDSC student chapter to um, develop it. We're running a rapid learn cohort, which is specifically to help you develop these products. We're teaching you all tech stacks from scratch and helping you make a project, and then you're going to add on to that project as well and add your own touches to it and create solutions for the Google Solution Challenge. And this is a great, great opportunity to like scale your project, and even if you're starting out with something new, to like implement it on a very, very big platform. It is a great thing that Google has been this opportunity that we've gotten. So it's a great opportunity for you to just get started with technology, to network, make friends, and work on projects and apps together. So some of the technologies, you can use any Google technology, and if not, you can just make it in some other technology and just use a bit of like the Google plugins or something like that, but there has to be some Google tech used in it. um, so things you can use is Android, Flutter, the Google Cloud Platform, Firebase, TensorFlow, and these are the technologies you can work with. There are many, but this is something to just get you started on. Now the solution challenge demo day. Now the demo day is when say for 22 it for 2022 it did happen online, but the demo day is where the top 10 teams present their products globally, and it is a great opportunity to showcase your products, make sure to get other people interested and to support you on this journey. So it would be a huge thing if you could make it to the demo day. So that is something to look out for, and it usually happens in June, July time. You can go through the timeline again. So we're going to be having a solution challenge demo day as well, which is a great opportunity to showcase your work. And that's it. We can't wait to see what you build, and we will be providing this PPT to you so that you can go through everything that we talked about and more in detail, so that you can watch all of these videos. So we will be circulating this PPT. Also, this link, Google/Solution Challenge dash info session, you can find this PPT here as well. Um, so that is it from our side. And if you need any support or anything, we're always here. I think we can move on to questions now.
Right, and I would like to reiterate on one thing that I just checked it right now, that in the last year, for the last year 2022, the students from other universities weren't allowed, but this time they have allowed students from other universities as well. So I'm so sorry for miscommunication, but yeah, so the students can participate from different communities, considering that GDSE community is a part of that college. So I think Chanakya, your doubt is clear. Yes, definitely. So you can use the ideas that are already planned and add something new in that, and then develop a new product. That's right. And but it's like given in the FAQs that you can't use an older product made by you before May 2022. So please keep that in mind.
So there is a particular guideline as to you can, give products that are only made between a particular time period, which is a very big window. So you don't need to worry about that. Also, the rapid learn cohort we are running is in that video. So any project that you make with us is eligible.
Let's move on to the next question now. The next question that we have here is it's from Maitri. She's asking the how can freshers participate in this? We do not have any knowledge about technologies. So for freshers, we are running our rapid learn cohort. You guys can be a part of that cohort. I hope you all have registered for that. So we are trying to teach you each and every technology, whatever you're interested in, just the basics for now, so that you can develop a solution that is working. And you can even submit your projects and solutions to our hackathons that we would be conducting prior to the solution challenge, just to judge how good your project is, and we'll be giving you suggestions as to how you can improve in your projects as well. So
Yeah.
I hope
Right.
your
So
doubt is clear.
So for all the beginners who are here, we are just not going to send you for the solution challenge. We're going to be having a week long tech fest called Devcation, based on the solution challenge, in which we are going to tell you how to ideate solutions, how to design solutions, and how to develop them. It is going to have lots of elements where you'll get plenty of feedback on your products and how you can improve it for the actual solution challenge. So there's going to be a lot of feedback, a lot of mentorship, a lot of guidance from experts. So you needn't worry, even if you're developers, if you're young, you're new developers, and if you don't know much. So the rapid learn cohort that we are doing is to guide you through it, is to get you acquainted with these tech stacks so that you can work on something. So there's always mentorship, there's always support at GDSC for anybody who wants to learn. And I think we're going to make sure that you're fully prepared for the solution challenge.
yeah, and also
I will,
yeah. I
Tamanna, you
can
can
see
add
a
on.
question by Anya that how many members can a team have? So a team can comprise of max 4 members per team. So that is it. And then Shimanshi asked us
A lot
that
of
after.
people are asking about teammates, so I just want to clarify
Yeah.
that you can make teammates from any year, any college, anybody is allowed. There's no restriction that you have to make teams just from your own batch only. You can ask anybody who's interested to be a part of your team. So I hope I've cleared the
Yeah,
doubts
and
of a
if
lot of
anybody is
students.
facing problems in, forming a team, one thing that I would really suggest that helped me out was if you need someone on a particular tech stack. So let's say if you are on an idea and you don't know, you can't form a team, right? So the beginners, especially the first years, face this problem. Even I faced it. So what you can do is you can plan out your idea, okay? Talk to some seniors, talk to some people out there who are good in development and talk to them what tech stacks could be required, and then learn one of the tech stacks, and then start searching people who are really expertised in that tech stack that you need. Let's say you need a project to build on using XYZ tech stack and you know X, so start searching people particularly for Y and Z. So let's say you're writing in a group that you need to form a group, write the tech stack that you need expertise in, so that people are people know what project you're building on, so that if they want to join your team they don't hesitate a lot. So that is one thing I would really suggest. And then I can see a question that when our project is ready, we need to what things we need to include in the final presentation. So we rightly talked about it. What impact can you create the 5 judging criteria that I rightly mentioned before, and whatever Akanksha Di talked about, your impact, your strategies, your idea, original idea, what tech stacks you're using, the architecture diagram, and all these things you can include.
Also, you can go through the videos made by other teams, the winning videos, and you can see what all they've included, and you can try to map out a similar path for yourself.
Exactly. And Aditi asked
The
that
next
should I connect
question.
with seniors for team members? So definitely you can connect with them, as Anmol has rightly mentioned that you can form a team with any year students, so you can connect with them.
I think the next question is
Um,
from Ashwi. She's asking, in
yeah.
addition to Google's developer tools, we use developer tools that were not created by Google. Does that still qualify?
Yes, it does.
So
You just have to have one tool which is by Google, and you can still integrate it with other technologies since Google might not be able to cover the whole scope of your project. So that is okay, and it will still be considered. But you do have to use at least one Google tool or technology.
Right. And then Mayuri has a question that how to make your team. So I have I have mentioned about it, how you can form a team and how you can, think of an idea. And it's not about just 10 days, or if it's coming like 10 days after and then you are forming a team, you need to pre-plan it before and then work on your idea properly, because ideation requires a lot of time and then project development requires a lot of time, right? So there are two stages to ace a good hackathon. And then Nitya has a question, what are topics we need to focus on to be able to participate in this hackathon as a fresher? So that this totally depends on the tech stack that you're using, Nitya. And there can be any tech stack that you use, but you please keep in mind what Akanksha Di mentioned, that whenever you are working, divide and conquer your hackathon, right? So don't do it like you're making a website and all of the three people are making the front end first, and then you're not thinking of the back end, how it will align with the back end or a machine learning model. So plan it accordingly first, and then uh, put in on to work.
A good
So
way to go would be to identify your solution and then
yeah,
figure out the tech stacks that are going to be required in your solutions and learn more about that.
exactly. And Sneha has a question, as we're in first year and not having much skills, how can we participate? So we know that you don't have much skills, and it is not about these skills that matter. You learn day by day, right? You are in first year now. Start learning skills, start learning development. There are a lot of communities running in our college. We GDSE run 6 to 7 circles here. And we run circles, we mentor students on every tech stack. So join that, learn, do join classes, and participate and be active in these sessions.
Also, a good thing to remember would be that your submission is about the technology you're using, but it is also largely dependent on the impact. So, if you figure out an excellent problem which benefits your local community and you propose a good solution, so even if you are not using very advanced tech stacks, even if you're just sticking to just a few beginner topics, but the impact you're creating is great and it is a working prototype, and you're covering all the requirements, then you still have like a very very good shot at winning it. Like the project I was talking about earlier, dementia care, it just uses basic flutter frameworks, but it came first. So it matters about the tech you're using but also about your idea. So for beginners it is a great opportunity to participate in. Also, for the other events that we're organizing to get you prepared for the solution challenge, there are going to be a lot of sessions on how to ideate, design, and then develop. So even if you just have a very normal idea, you can just come up to us with it, and then we're going to walk you through the tech stacks that you'll need. We'll teach you the tech stack. So even if you just have an idea, it is good enough. You still have like a very good fighting chance to win and participate. So just be active through all the activities you're organizing. They're for you, they're to help you win opportunities like this. So just everybody be there, be present, and be active.
So rightly said by Parul. I'm so motivated now to build a great project and win a hackathon.
guys, we're running out of time now, so just one last question from Ashwi, and then we'll wrap up. I started working on a project before the solution challenge started. Can I submit it? Well, you can, like Dee mentioned, you can submit any project that started after the May of 2022, I guess. So you can
Yes.
submit project that you started working on before the solution challenge, but they
Also,
have to
like
be.
you don't yeah, you don't have to work like if you had an idea and you worked on a bit of a project, you can just make it again with new features. You can just take that idea and
Yeah.
develop it in a new way, so all your projects, the work you've done in the past, will not go to waste. You can recycle
And
some of the code, you can add new
exactly.
features. So it's not that the project started earlier, it's up to you to add new features to it and come to us. We're going to help you, refine your idea. So there are always going to be changes made. Also, you're going to have to test your product continuously, so there's going to be feedback and then working. So it is always an ongoing process. So like, even if I had an idea a year ago, I can still make it today and submit it as part of the solution challenge. So don't take this very in a very hard and fast way that I have to start the project now. You can always take up old
Yeah.
projects and make them in a new way.
Yeah, and this rule has been made. Let's suppose you have made a project before May 2022, let's assume, and you have won a hackathon, Let's say you have won a hackathon XYZ, and now you're putting in the same project again, the Google Solution Challenge. Wouldn't it be right? Wouldn't it be wrong for all the other participants participating in the hackathon, right? So this rule has been made because of this reason, that if you have won a hackathon particularly before May, a year almost, or you have you build the whole project along with front end and back end, so this would be very wrong for the other people who are beginners participating in this hackathon, right? So that's why this has been made. But you can surely work on your idea if you have started before the solution challenge. Obviously, many people have started building the project before solution challenge, obviously, because it takes a long time to build the project. So that is not an issue, but I would really insist all of you to, whether the idea is small or big or confusing or tiresome, start working on your idea, start developing your project, do form teammates. We have 1,000 plus members in GDSE as well, so do ping on Discord, ask them whether anyone is up for forming a team with you. That don't
You can
hesitate to.
always ping. Yeah, don't hesitate, we're a very open community. You can just reach out to anybody. You google, like, you search on LinkedIn and you see by particular tech stacks, and if anybody interests you, you can team up with them, you can reach out to them, and you can form teams. A lot of great hackathon teams start out this way. You can just reach out to the participants like this. So don't be shy, don't hesitate, and just go all out, because it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, and now I think we can wrap up.
I
We are
think that
out of
is
time.
all for today. Yeah. If you have any more questions, you can reach out to us on our Discord channel. We would love to help you out.
And all the best.
All the best for the
All the
solution
best.
challenge. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye, take care, all the best.